Hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Shauna. I'm just getting adjusted here. Welcome to day 1 of our 5-day self-care mastery challenge. Bear with me, I'm just going live on both of them here. Okay. Hey guys, what's going on? We're just about ready to start our day 1 of our 5-day self-care mastery challenge. Our first missing key, and I'm not able to do it on. Oh, okay. So how is everyone today? It's hot here. I'm in sort of Sacramento-ish, and we're near the fires. It's super duper duper. Hi, Jen. It's super duper hot out here. Like the fire. I don't know if you can see. Let me show you. The weather out there is just really horrendous. It's just straight smoky as all get out, and I think we're an hour away from one of the fires. I think there's like 30 fires or something. Okay, so I am having a hard time. I'm gonna have to just transfer this over to what you call it. Bear with me just a minute. I want to make sure that we're in and doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing on here. Da, 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 da. Well, I'm gonna do it, and we're gonna say hello. How's it going? So today is day 1 of our 5-day self-care mastery challenge. This is really just a good place for you to learn how to and be inspired to give back to yourself. So if you haven't signed up, and if you're just kind of coming in late, that's totally fine. It's not necessarily late because it just started today, but you can just click the link in my profile. But we're going to go live every day around 2 o'clock. It should be not too super long. We're going to discuss the 5 missing keys of self-care and really creating your own personalized, totally sustainable self-care routine, because a lot of the moms in our community have a real hard time giving back to themselves, right? So it's usually give, and when after all the giving and the bending over backwards and the self-sacrifice, we're sacrificing for the greater good of the family, and then at the end of it, when all is said and done, we're tired, exhausted, cranky, resentful. Health issues. There's so much, so many. Hi, Neen. There's so many physical and, spiritual and all of these side effects when we're not taking care of ourselves, especially like on a continual basis when you're continually depriving yourself, right? So this challenge is for you if you're feeling exhausted, you don't know where to start, everything in the world is just affecting you at every level. So we're going to go over these 5 missing keys to really start learning how to carve out time for you and yourself. So we're going to discuss today. And if you have questions, just pop in here. I see a lot of hands being waved. So you can tell me first where you're coming from and where, what was I going to just say? Where you're at. Oh, and if you can hear me, just to make sure that I am, recording correctly and you guys can hear what I'm doing here. So there we go. Okay, now I'm live on Facebook as well. Awesome. Okay, hey guys, so you'll catch the replay in just a few. So today's missing key is one of my most favorite things ever. We've been doing live challenges since I started Rockin' Mom's Kitchen. That was like 7 years ago. So we've been doing challenges, I think, for about 6.5, 7 years. We've moved over to, self-care, the self-care realm after I And I'll share my stories a little later in the week. But we have moved to self-care after experiencing my own, intense burnout and, exhaustion and all of that stuff. So the last year and a half, we've been really focusing on inspiring moms to take care of themselves because, we have all of these things going on. And then we never give back to us, right? So this one we've been doing for all of our challenges in the last year and a half. This is our third or fourth round, I think we've been doing. And it's so, if you can catch this one and this one thing out of all these 5 days, it's literally the most simplest, and I'm not saying it's easy. Simple doesn't necessarily mean easy because you still have to do the work, right? But it's the simplest idea that, here you may be feeling sometimes like you give your power away, right? You're seeking answers outside of yourself when everything always lies within. It's just when we stop and give ourselves permission to kind of just slow down, you can really start figuring out, okay, what do I need? What am I craving? What's off, right? So this missing key is the very first one. If you dive into this one and take this as you run in your life, as you run with your life, with everything going on in the world, this one is really a game changer. So when we talk about your one small thing, it's as simple as it is you choose what your self-care needs to be, right? So a lot of the times we listen to gurus or self-help people or, I'm an expert in this, or she's an expert in that, or, and we're seeking for these answers, right? Oh, what do they do? How do they do it? How do they do it with 3 kids? How do they do it with, through a divorce? How is she doing it through this? And that's fine. That's fine to be inspired by other people, to give you different ideas. Hey, this is what works in my busy life. So-and-so, it may be different for her, but the answer will always lie within what do you need. So when we talk about your self-care, what is your one small thing that you can do, that you can commit to, that you're craving, that you're needing, that will give you your energy back, that'll give you, recharge your batteries. What is this? There it goes. That will kind of fill up your cup. And when we talk about giving away our power, it really means you are the only person that knows what you need. Does that kind of make sense? So when you're doing self-care, it could be what works for me and in my home with my 3 boys and my husband and our chickens and our turkeys and all of that stuff. What works for me might not work for you and might not work for, Sally down the street or Michelle at the coffee shop. So this is really an invitation for you. This is such a simple practice. It is not easy. Easy does not mean simple, but it's a very simple practice to really start diving into and determining what it is that you need, not what the gurus are saying, not what, I say. Nothing. I'm not the expert in you. I'm only the expert in me, right? So what is your one thing that you can be doing for yourself to recharge your batteries and to determine what it is that you physically need? Or, if you're sleepy or exhausted, where can you find more time for rest? Or where can you ask for help? Or maybe you're feeling really lethargic lately and you need to get some exercise. What is that for you? What is your self-care that you can really pause and just say, okay, what do I need? And when we do these 5 missing keys, everything is going to build upon each other. So today is it's essentially defining it. What do you need? What's missing? What is your favorite thing to do for your self-care? Not what anyone else does on the planet, but you. Do you need sleep, rest? Do you need to drink a green juice? Do you need to call your mom? Do you need, community? There's so many different things. Do you need to walk or exercise or, cook at home more or delegate more or, Do you kind of see what I'm saying? This is literally the one empowerment. It's like the simplest form of empowerment is to determine what your self-care needs to be for you, not for anybody else, but for you. So like, what is the thing that recharges your batteries? What helps you hit the pause button? All of these missing keys literally will build upon each other, and you're gonna go, oh, okay, I get this theme now. There's little things that we want you to learn. It took me 7 years, guys, so this is just, a 5-day, here's the simplest, most inspiring tools that you can do every single day, that once you're all done with this challenge, you're gonna be like, wow, I really flexed my self-care muscles, and here I can practice this every day now, right? Like, what makes your heart and soul on fire, that you can just keep doing over and over? Or what feels so good to you that it really does kind of just reset your system? Does that make sense? So it could be anything like doing nothing, right? There's nothing wrong with doing nothing. You don't have to have a to-do list 8,000 miles long to prove your worthiness, or that you're a better mom or a better human being or a gooder, as my kids say. Do you need to walk? Do you need to sing or have fun or play or paint or stretch or get back into the things that you used to love to do? I know after having a bunch of kids, sometimes it's common for moms to lose themselves, right? It's like a thing, you go through the baby stage, and after you're done with your last one, you're like, whoa, where was myself during all of that, right? You're in survival mode. You might resonate with that one. It's so flipping hot in here, you have no idea. So does that make sense? So when you have your one small thing, it's helping you to determine what you need, what your heart and soul need, so that you can have energy, so that you can give back to yourself. We're not supposed to be on the hamster wheel of life, right? That's not going to work. Because what happens when we're on the hamster wheel of life, giving, going and, bending over backwards, or you're the default caretaker, or you're stuck in this, pressure to be perfect, or this mom guilt. It's such a huge, we can talk about that stuff for a long time, but when you experience long bouts of stress, of all of these things that we mentioned, the mom guilt, the exhaustion, the perfectionism, it can come into some nasty side effects. So we want to nip that now, right? Be aware, like, hey, where am I at right now? Am I not getting what I need? Am I, do I have a list a mile long to do every single day? Do I feel like, a chicken with my head cut off? Am I just real irritable? And do the kids only go to me, right? So these are things to just think about, because after a while, it's going to really start nipping you. It's going to really start making you exhausted and resentful and really just not fun, right? So as we dive into these missing keys, I want to just remind you that no one else knows you better than you. And if you feel like with this mom thing, you've kind of lost yourself along the way, I bet you 99% of moms out there, or in our community too, there's almost 9,500 of us, I believe, they have probably felt the same way as well at some point in this momming journey. I know a lot of moms that are just starting out are in survival mode. I know a lot of moms with multiples or teenagers, they can experience it too. We get a lot of messages and stuff online that are like, give me some tips, this is the hardest thing, this teenage year is so hard. And then you have moms that are in the baby mode, and it's so isolating and stuff. Does that kind of make sense? So we've all been there. When we send out our surveys in our newsletters, so many moms respond to the questions that we ask. What's your biggest struggles? It's money, time, not feeling worthy, feeling like they're the only ones doing anything. It's literally it's like the same stuff. And then now that all this racket is going on in the world, everyone feels like pressured and you know, when is this going to end, and this suffocation, right? So it's okay to be experiencing anything that you're going through. It's just you have to give yourself the moment and the space to really find time for yourself. And it's not like a once a week kind of a thing. I tried to do that when I had my third, and once a week self-care is fine. But it's your daily habits and your daily, you know, hey, thinking about myself, right? That will really start to change your energy and your mood and the relationships that you have with your family, and your pleasure and your fun and your lightness and stuff. So our goal today is for you to basically figure out, you can get a journal. This is kind of what I want you to do. We weren't going to do this quite yet, but I want you to get a piece of paper and write down what your one small thing is. So you could just say, here's what I'm going to focus on for the next 5 days, right? My one small thing. So Shauna's one small thing is to, this is for me, is to just play. I guess that's for me. I have a lot of self-care after all I've been doing the last 6.5 years. So my self-care is good. Sometimes I forget though to play with my boys, and I need that reminder. So my focus for the 5 days together is to just have more play with my children. That's it. You can pick anything that you need. This is entirely your invitation to be selfish, because I think there's a lot of selflessness going on in the world, and it doesn't help our community, it doesn't help our families, it doesn't help our children when we're selfless, because we are beginning to raise you know, codependence and, you know, not very independent children. I can go on and on. I'll keep that thought about it for another discussion, but selflessness is fine. But when it's a chronic selflessness, we not only hurt and affect our inner peace and our inner livelihood, but we're affecting everyone around us when we are the only person that says yes. You know, when we do it all, we're the first to raise our hands. So what is it that you want for the next 5 days together? Do you want to walk? Just, again, the same things that we just discussed. Walk, play, you know, read or journal or meditate, or you know, whatever your one small thing is. Literally, that's as simple as it is. So your task for the Missing Key Day 1, your one small thing, is to determine what your one small thing is. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I don't care what works for Rachel Hollis or Michelle Obama. I don't care. I want you to be inspired to really tap into this and figure out what it is that you need, okay? I think I've made myself clear with that. So your job, write down, my one small thing is whatever it is, and then you're just going to, if you take a picture of it, that would be great. If you want to take a picture with you, with your journal, with your piece of paper, with your assignment, and tell us and share with us what it is that you want to commit to for you, right? To give you, you know, give you the time and the space to do something for yourself for 5 days. So that is plain and simple, as easy as it gets. So I'd like you to just tag me. You can also use the hashtag, what did we decide? 5 days of self-care. Everything is inside. I'll leave everything, I will leave everything underneath this video of what you need to do. But do you have any questions for me? We have about 10 more minutes. If we don't have any questions, I can log off since I'm sweating in here, but I'm here for you guys every day. This week for our Missing Keys, we're going live at 2 o'clock. And I want to just help you understand the importance of you diving deep within yourself to figure it out, like what you need and how you can create a self-care that self-care routine that works for you, but without all the time and the fuss and the money and the, you know, all these excuses, or it's lazy. You know, those are the best ones that we've heard doing these challenges for the last year and a half. Self-care is lazy. Self-care is selfish. Self-care is you know, for the rich and famous and stuff. And we are continually hearing those excuses because they're just old beliefs, right? We get these mindsets handed down from generation to generation. So if you're anything like my parents, you know, my mom did everything. She raised 2 kids, and you know, has the tendency to act selfless 99.999% of the time. She still does. She's 70. And so everything that we're doing now, we just learn because it was just, we were taught that and shown that growing up. And then we're now practicing the same thing, right? We're now giving to the point of exhaustion. We're now, you know, creating children who are codependent or that, you know, can't do the stuff for themselves. And it's at the cost of our health and our happiness. So we want to find a balance. We're never going to tell you to neglect anybody or it's nothing like that. Our children are the most important things on the planet. But we have to balance this, right? Does that make sense? So we have to balance it. We can't just keep running on this hamster wheel of life because it will affect us in the long run. Health issues, all of the stuff that we mentioned before. So we are talking today about the missing key, your one simple thing. The easiest, or not the easiest, the simplest thing for you to do is to just determine what you need to fill your cup and recharge your batteries, and do what you need to do for yourself so that the side effects sprinkle around, right? The side effects, like everyone benefits when you are feeling good and when you are filling your cup, everyone else around you benefits. How is everyone doing now? Hi, is this? So do you guys have any questions? Let me know if you have questions. I'd love to answer them. Hi, Hilton 20. Let's see. Anna, hey guys, Laura, Andrea, Mama, under something, Cassandrinos, what's up, guys? Miguel, hi, Neen, Katrine, Joe, Ties, Elena, what's up, guys? Hi, Jennifer. I do need to call you back too. So let me know if you have any questions. That's basically it. So tag me, add it, Shauna Bryant, 5 days of self-care, use the hashtag, and we will be on every day, 2 p.m. to answer all your questions. And I really hope this just kind of opens up your idea about, you know, kind of tackling all those, you know, those, what do I want to say? What's the word I can say? All of those old belief systems, and all the excuses, if you will, of it's selfish, it's, you know, lazy, it's time consuming, all of those things. So the whole week you're going to see like, oh, okay, I get it now. So every day is going to build upon the next. And when you're done, you're going to be like, you will have the tools to go, okay, I can do this now. It's not as hard as I thought, right? So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to let you guys go. But tomorrow is, let me check what tomorrow's key is before I sweat in here anymore. So tomorrow is awesome as well. It is, again, an idea to keep it simple, right? So the world feels like it's, my girlfriend called it the other day, the zombie apocalypse, right? I mean, that's just, yes. It feels so wild right now. So you have to find the space for you. And in each of the missing keys, you're going to find it. Wow, okay, I see how it is. I see that it doesn't have to take hours at a time. I understand that it isn't selfish, you know, like when... And I invite you to, if these things are coming up for you when you start to maybe journal or maybe when you give yourself some time, I want you, if something comes up here or here, that it's, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be cleaning, right? Or I should be doing something else, or, you know, I didn't get the house cleaned, or whatever it is, right? If those things come up for you when you are writing down your one small thing, okay, I invite you to really note that, because note what is coming up for you in your mind and saying, what is going on? Why can't I sit still? Why do I have to feel that it's a lazy thing, or a does that make sense? So if you're writing down your question for the day, which is, what is your one small thing, see what is coming up for you, and then journal about it. Like, what are those feelings that is keeping you stuck, basically? What mindsets are they, or questions or thoughts or belief systems that are coming up as you're writing that stuff down? Because that it says a lot, and I want you to share it with us. So I'm going to let you go. The weather's really hot here and very smoky. We're in Sac, if you didn't hear that. We're kind of by Sac, Sacramento. So I look forward to talking with you. If you have questions, you always can message me. Just reach out on the DM or whatever you call it. And then we'll talk live tomorrow at 2 p.m. So don't forget to tag me, and then hashtag 5 days of self-care. And thanks you guys for chatting. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you 2 o'clock tomorrow. Okay? Have fun.